Hi, welcome to At Home with Madeleine Lee. So today I'm going to talk about age. That's such a loaded factor with all the women out there. Whatever age you are, I think from late 20s onwards, there's always that worry that it's all going to be too late. And it's not true. If I could only have talked to my 25-year-old self and said it just will get better. And believe it or not, when I turned 50, that was a time when something massive shifted in me. And I've heard it from many women. It's like something, all of a sudden you think, you kind of thought you'd disappear. I had this really weird vision. When I was younger, I remember seeing a therapist and she said, how do you imagine it when you're going to be 50? Oh, I said, I don't know, a sky blue kind of pale suit, a perm. I had all these really weird thoughts that maybe I'd turn boring and I'd become totally invisible. And the opposite has happened. I feel more visible, more vibrant than I ever did in my late 20s, because then I was always hiding behind this facade of confidence, but it wasn't real confidence. I had all these layers on and I felt that I needed to be something other than who I really was. And so, of course, when you're born really natural of who you are. And then you start feeling really insecure, I think, when you're younger and you realise that maybe you compare yourself. Or you might use them to really be seen, because if you feel you're not seen, you feel like you're invisible. And I used to think, God, I'm going to get found out. Someone's going to realise that who I really am, which was the red-headed, freckly, pale, I thought was not good enough. And then as I got older, I started realizing, of course, it was she that needed to be seen. So then I spent years and years after layering myself with all these cloaks, you could say, and then I had to start letting them go. And then I spent the most of my late 30s and 40s letting go of all these layers I'd put on to protect myself. And then at last, when I turned 50, I felt like I didn't have those layers anymore. I don't need to try anymore. I don't have to pretend I'm anybody else anymore. I don't mind what other people think. I feel that if someone's judging you, they're obviously judging themselves even more. And then again, that brings me up to comparison, because it's very easy in the media when you see all the magazines, the TV, the adverts, all these young, smooth skins, and it would make anybody feel inadequate. I think actually what's really good is just don't buy into that. I actually don't buy those magazines. I don't watch TV. I don't watch those adverts because they are meant to make you buy into feeling that you're inadequate. Mix around with the right people, the people that make you feel wonderful, because we're a reflection of everything we see. And just feel great for where you are now, and just really, really don't compare, because always, especially in this day and age on Facebook, everybody's life looks better than yours, and it's never the case. Everybody has their story behind the facade. I just say embrace who you are at whatever age, and look forward to all the ages, because they all bring you such wonderful gifts, all of them. Just take them, it's all for the taking. And so another thing that can get you is the expectations of where you should have been, where you saw yourself at a certain age. So I always thought that by the time I was 30, I would have succeeded in the music business, but I didn't. So therefore I became a failure to myself. Then I gave myself another little landmark that I would have to have done it by 38. And it wasn't how I saw it. So everything I achieved, which in other people's eyes would most likely have been quite a lot, wasn't enough for me. And this is a whole other YouTube that we'll talk about, because it's about having that dream, seeing that dream, and then also it's okay if that's not meant to happen. So I had a wonderful birthday, feeling better than I've ever felt. Thank you for all your beautiful messages. Sorry I haven't got back to you all yet, but I will bit by bit. Lily, it's too hot for her. She's at home by a fan. So it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from my lovely friends, the sunflowers.